Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. More specifically, another WrestleMania review, as we are continuing our look at WrestleMania matches through the month of March. Now, this match, admittedly, is kind of a match of necessity for me to review for the channel, mainly because I feel like this match will, in a way, play into a match that we're going to be reviewing later on in the month. But of course, we find ourselves at WrestleMania 20 with both world championships, that being the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship, on the line. And of course, Chris Benoit is going to be competing for the World Heavyweight Championship. He won the Rumble that year, that being 2004. So he's going to be competing for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event. But first up, it's the WWE Championship's turn, as Eddie Guerrero defends against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20, of course. Now, as always, I'm not professional wrestling reviewer, analyst, or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time. And even though, like I said, this match is kind of a necessity because I kind of gave it away just now that that's the match we're going to be reviewing later on, and I'm sure you probably know why I wanted to review this match first. I'm glad I did, because this match was fantastic. This match was a banger. It was a lot of fun, so let's get right into it. Now, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already know how this works. If you haven't, though, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. So starting with what I liked. Definitely a contrast of styles in a good way. But first, let's back up a little bit. How exactly did we get here? This all stemmed from the SmackDown Royal Rumble not too long before this, which led to Eddie Guerrero challenging Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at No Way Out 2004. He last eliminated Angle, and Angle, who had kind of been aligned with Eddie at this point, pretty much turned on him as a result, and became the challenger for the WWE Championship here after Eddie won the WWE Championship. And Kurt Angle has been ragging on Eddie this whole time, saying people like him shouldn't be WWE Champion, or something to that effect. And that being like Eddie, who dealt with drug addiction and everything. Now, I know the kayfabe personality isn't always representative of the real life person, and like usually you make that distinction. Usually they're two different entities. Sometimes there's overlap, but that being said, Kurt, you talking about Eddie's drug addiction, that's pretty rich coming from you. Who, if you know, you know. But hey, yeah. So it essentially led to this match here. But now that that's out of the way, hey, now that you know how we got here, this match was a lot of fun. Like I said, a contrast of styles in the best of ways. He's both able to keep up with each other, which is nice, but contrast in the fact that Eddie more like the high flying, obviously mat based as well, but especially more like the quick pace high flying. Meanwhile, Kurt was more technical, a little more on the mat, using a variety of like the suplexes and the submissions, and of course, and there was overlap in the styles, because of course Eddie utilizing the mat game as well, including with the Three Amigos, which he was able to bust out in this match, and Kurt with some high flying of his own. Not quite as much in this match, but definitely that contrast is what they played up on, and it meshed together so well. Kurt Angle is a man who can put on a great match with just about anyone. Eddie Guerrero is someone who can put on a great match with just about anyone, and them two coming together, I think, really made for something special here, and the fact that dynamic hit the crowd. They were all behind Eddie. Some were behind Angle as well, but especially with Eddie. Eddie using those lying, cheating, stealing tactics, of course, that he's known for. And the story throughout the match is there as well, with Angle really trying to get the Angle lock in, and really just annihilate Eddie's ankle, locking it in about 4 separate times. Is really wearing down the ankle. After the third one, Eddie starts to feel in his ankle. Or does he? Because, of course, Eddie was able to escape from the first two. The third one, it seems like he hurt his ankle, and alleviated and took and loosened his boot to alleviate the pressure. But it turns out it was a ruse. It was a swerve, bro. As when Kurt locks the ankle lock in for the fourth time, Eddie slips out of his boot. So Angle is left holding the boot, and it's pretty funny. Kurt Angle is especially funny. A lot of his mannerisms and everything, which is what always made him such a fun character, or both when he was being funny and when he was being serious, of course. But in this case, Kurt looking down, all confused at the boot. Eddie locking in the small package, hanging onto the ropes with his feet in order to pick up the win. And Eddie cheated. He stole all the match essentially. And your gimmick is over and you do the line cheating and stealing tactic as the babyface, and the crowd is 100% behind you. But Eddie able to outsmart Kurt Angle. So Eddie, he not quite beating Kurt outright. At least he's what you consider maybe outright, that being Eddie beating him with the moves such as the frog splash, which he did attempt but missed, or something like that. Instead, had Eddie using his wits and his smarts to be able to get one over on Kurt. I think having that as the ending to the match was perfect. And it shows how clever Eddie is at him, with a big old smile as he won. And he did limp a little bit, but them saying Eddie's not hurt, but Eddie outsmarting Kurt Angle, well, there was pretty cool to see, and it made for even more. It was a fun match with an even more fun ending, showcasing the best of Eddie. And man, she's so smooth. But so is Kurt in this match, and those two gelling together, they definitely made some magic with this match here. If I had to find something, anything perhaps to nitpick from this match, and admittedly, maybe you can see this as grasping at straws, and really it's kind of a non-point because this match was still a lot of fun. And maybe Angle going to the ankle lock a little too many times. I think 4 kind of bordered on excessive. It fit in the story of Kurt, desperately trying to get that ankle lock in so he can get the win, but maybe a little too excessive for some people. But that didn't take away anything from the match. Still a lot of fun. Definitely recommend checking it out. But now that that's out of the way, it's actually going to be a couple weeks before we review Chris Benoit versus Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 20. But this, in a way, kind of a pseudo part 2. So stay tuned for the pseudo part 2. This is kind of a pseudo part 1 for the evening, and you'll see why that's the case when we get to that match later on. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friend, and turn on those post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you never miss an upload. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match, my review of the match. Did you like this match? Did you like my review of the match? Let me know. A lot going down this weekend, and we're gonna have the next episodes of System Shock Radio and Tales from Labyrinth, mainly because I've put them off long enough, and of course, we're also going to have our predictions for Revolution. I kind of settled on what we're going to do for predictions. It's set in stone. For the most part, if I can, I'm going to do video predictions for the WWE and AEW events. But for the NXT events, that's what I'll do. The community posts, mainly to kind of get those rolling and drive up some engagement there. So that's how we're going to be doing that, as well as the next WrestleMania review and my review of The Matrix. That will finally be coming out in this weekend. So it's going to be action-packed. Hope to see you there. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.